we exempt them for permits for painting and restoring their buildings for 90 days.
Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has announced a 90-day initiative waiving painting permit fees for property owners in key areas like the Central Business District, Westlands, Upper Hill and Ngara. The goal is to encourage the maintenance and repainting of buildings to enhance the city's appearance.
Lakini wamesema ati nini inaitwa aje? Afya center tusibadilishe rangi. Watu wanapotea. Wamesema Sakaja pigeni rangi lakini afya center usiguse.
Sakaja emphasized that compliance with this directive is crucial for maintaining a cleaner, safer Nairobi. Property owners are also reminded of the legal requirement to repaint buildings annually. Failure to comply within the 90-day window will result in legal action. This effort is part of the broader plan to improve the urban landscape and restore the city's aesthetic appeal.
DCI detectives are investigating a murder case where a 29-year-old man was intercepted by police on patrol while carrying a suspicious bag on which examination was found to contain a human body parts belonging to a young woman. While making their final morning patrol around Kelly Towers in Huruma at around 5 a.m., Huruma Police Patrol team stopped the suspect, John Kiama Wambua, who suspiciously clung to the heavy backpack. With reasons to believe that Wambua could be ferrying or trafficking something illegal, the officers conducted a search and, to their shock, discovered part of a mutilated human body. On quick interrogation, the suspect alleged that the same belonged to his wife, Joy Frida Munani, 19 years old. Wambua, who appeared unperturbed by the discovery, led the officers to his house, where the other body parts were recovered under his bed. In the single room with a bloody floor of which no scene could be more horrendous, the officers also recovered a sharp knife and the victim's clothes soaked in blood. Also established was that some body parts were still missing. The scene was processed by CSI detectives, who believed that the blood-stained knife was used to execute the heinous act. Meanwhile, Wambua was processed for arraignment to answer to the charge of murder as detectives embark on a mission to recover the rest of the body parts and establish the motivation behind the indespicable act.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is investigating 3 judicial service stations following public complaints, with plans to extend the probe to the entire judiciary. If misconduct is found, legal action will be taken.
We had a meeting with the Chief Justice, and in that meeting she raised the concern that she's receiving reports that some of her officers are taking bribes and therefore subverting justice. There are 3 stations that she had received reports that were seemingly, allegedly notorious for taking, where people are taking bribes.
EACC Chairperson Dr. David Oginde also addressed concerns about rising disrespectful behavior, particularly among the youth towards political leaders, highlighting the importance of ethical conduct. He emphasized the role of the National Integrity Academy in promoting integrity and respect. EACC CEO Abdi Mohamed reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to fostering good governance and accountability through capacity building. For ETV Africa News, I'm Wanjiro Maina.
They are pulling out all the stops, as it were, using every instrument of power in their capacity.
Also in other stories, Tanzania's main opposition party, Chadema, has elected Tundu Lissu as its new leader ahead of the October 2025 general elections. Lissu, who was the party's presidential candidate in 2020 and survived an assassination attempt in 2017, takes over from Freeman Mbowe, who led the party for 20 years. The leadership change comes amid increasing political repression in the country, with opposition figures facing arrests and violence. Lissu has called for party reforms and warned of confrontations unless electoral reforms are made. although internal divisions with Chadema could weaken its election chances.
Is getting scared, and therefore they're pulling out all the stops, as it were.
Meanwhile, President Samia Suluhu Hassan of the ruling CCM party has been nominated for re-election, with some critics accusing her of renewed repression despite initial signs of easing restrictions. Chadema has not yet announced its presidential candidate. ETV Africa News, Kevin Juma, Tanzania.